Here's how to wall jump in Super Mario Bros. The trick is easiest to pull off in 1-1. Jump up on the first set of blocks and run forward. Don't jump, but instead run off into the pipe that's ahead. You'll notice that Mario clips into the side of the pipe. If you get the timing right, Mario will jump and you can continue on your merry way. This happens because Mario, by moving at a wall or an object with some speed, technically goes into the wall and is stepping on a surface for a very brief moment, allowing him to jump. Double jumps may be staples of Super Smash Bros., but you can actually pull them off in the original Super Mario Bros. This glitch is really simple. Just find a mushroom or a flower and make sure you're not pressing A when you touch it. Once the transformation begins, start holding down the A button. If you do the timing correctly, you should pull off another jump. While its applications are a little limited, it's still something cool to pull off, and it even works when Super Mario grabs a fire flower. And on top of that, it even works in All-Stars. It wasn't patched. Minus World is a famous glitch level that you can stumble upon in the first Super Mario Bros. Game. To activate this glitch, you have to line up Mario properly at this pipe at the end of World 1-2. You can break the blocks as needed, but don't break the last one, you'll need it. You're going to want to position Mario so his foot is hanging off the edge of the pipe. Jump up, and sort of at the apex, you're going to want to move to the right. Might take you a few tries, but if you clip at the right spot, you'll be able to slide into the wall. Just hold right and drop down, and then go into the pipe. Make sure you don't activate that Welcome to Warp Zone text, or else it's not going to work. And there you have it. You're stuck here in this watery prison forever, but it's a cool novelty. If you play the Japanese Famicom Disk System version of Super Mario Bros., it's a bit different, and the cool thing is you access it the same exact way as the original game. You actually get to go through 3 different levels. World -1 is basically World 5-3, but there's Princess Peach and Bowser and Amber Bros for some reason. And it's still underwater, of course, so everything has the underwater palette. Minus World 2 is basically World 7-3 in the game. However, because of where the checkpoint is placed in the game, if you die, then Mario's basically screwed. And then finally, World -3 is basically a copy of World 4-4. However, the palette's different. It's the underground one this time, not the castle. There's no fake Bowser, and there's no maze. You'll even see a bunch of flying bloopers. And apparently, this is why we get them in the next game, Super Mario Bros. In the Lost Levels. When you're playing the original Super Mario Bros., be careful not to do this. In basically any water level as Super Mario or Fire Mario, you're going to swim to the end of the level where the pipe is to take you above ground. Right before the pipe, you're going to want to press down and then press A to swim up. If you swim into this little gap here, you'll get stuck. Mario will be stuck and you won't be able to move unless you either A, reset, or B, wait for the time to run out. Talk about a watery grave. Can you get to the Minus World in All Night Nippon Super Mario Bros.? All Night Nippon Super Mario Bros. Is basically an official ROM hack of the original Super Mario Bros. Released only in Japan. So logic dictates that we should be able to access the Minus World in some way, right? There's even bricks for us here to use. If you slide through the walls and head down the pipe, too bad. You're brought to the end of 1-2 as normal, but that's not everything. If you push through the wall and you go down a pipe at the same time the Welcome to Warp Zone screen loads in, then you'll be transported to 1-2, but it isn't 1-2. It's actually 1-1, but now there are piranha plants coming out of every pipe. Well, not piranha plants, these guys. Anyways, you beat the level and you'll end up at 1-3. It's no underwater death trap, but it's pretty cool. When you clear a castle level in the original Super Mario Bros., Mario will walk into the back and get a congratulatory "thanks pal" from Toad. But what if there is no Mario? Similar to the small Fire Mario trick, if you jump on the X and Bowser at the same time as small Mario, instead of glitching out as Super Mario, you'll die. Mario will drop off the screen, but he'll still get a thank you from the Toad waiting to give you the bad news. The cool thing is it still works on World 842, and better yet, you get to keep all of your lives. It's pretty pointless, but kind of funny to pull off. In Super Mario Bros. World 6-3, get to this area here and wait for the bullet bills to start shooting out at you. You can jump on some and they'll drop like normal, but some of them are going to either be suspended in air or just drop really slowly or act like a lift. Not really sure why this one happens either, but it's pretty easy to try, so give it a shot. In Super Mario Bros., you can walk through walls in a couple of different levels. In 1-4, you want to move the screen to about here. Use these bricks to judge. Jump up with Mario and press left and keep jumping. You should be sucked into the wall. Now be careful, because if you let Mario moonwalk all the way to the edge of the screen, you won't be able to move forward unless you jump up. But if you jump up to the top and keep going, you won't be able to get down. However, if you press left and right while you're sliding through the wall, Mario's going to be able to move the screen forward, actually. You can do this to skip ahead a little bit, and it even works in in World 4-2 as well. Mario's up to his old magic tricks again. This time, the enemies don't hurt him. If you get hit by an enemy and you basically stay within its hitbox, it can't hurt you. You're basically free to not really do anything, but yeah, you'll be fine. This basically works for every enemy type that you can keep up with, like Goombas, Koopas, Hammer Bros. And the cool part is it even works in Lost Levels and on All-Stars. Oh, and it works on Spinnies too. This pit right here in World 1-1 is quite interesting. For starters, we can end up hitting enemies if we time our jumps just right, like this. Or if we spawn a mushroom. Yep, there we go. But why does this happen? Well, apparently it's because objects overlap each other at the bottom and the top of the screen, so before they disappear at the bottom, we could technically hit them from the top by jumping. First, head to World 3-1. Towards the end of the stage, you'll see 2 Koopas coming down this staircase. Knock the top one into his shell, and you want to position yourself so that the shell doesn't go flying. This is easier said than done because the slightest bit off will ruin the trick. We tried this with Small Mario and Super Mario, and for us, it just seemed to work better with Super Mario, but we have no scientific evidence to back this up. Mario will continue to bounce on the shell, but you might fall down a few times, and that's okay. Just keep adjusting it a bit, and after a few tries, Mario will be bouncing again. In the Mario All-Stars version of Super Mario Bros., you get a timer bonus when you beat Bowser. Depending on how much time you have left, this is added to your score. However, there's a way to use this and get a super high bonus. First, you're going to want to kill Bowser using Fire Mario. Then wait for the timer to get to almost 0. You want to jump and hit the axe as soon as it hits 0. If you timed it correctly, Mario will get a huge bonus at the end, counting down to 0 all the way from 999. This area here is usually accessed by this vine, but what if I told you you don't have to use it? What you're going to want to do is spawn the vine and move over till the block is about halfway off the screen. If you go and attempt to climb the vine, you'll be teleported to the other side of the screen. But that's not all. Move forward a little bit and go down this pipe and you'll end up in the warp zone area. The reason being is the game loads only one area at a time, so instead of the pipe taking you to the underground area, which it usually does, the vine warp zone has already been spawned and technically still active when we went down the pipe. Just be careful because should you not move over enough or too much, you'll get stuck. In Mario 1, there are 2 ways to beat Bowser. The first way is to jump on the axe and send him to his doom. The other way is to use flamethrower on him and then grab the axe. But what if you just don't want to touch that axe and you like it the way it is? Fear not, if you run and jump while ducking and aim for the far right, you'll clear the level and the axe won't be used. The animation will actually freeze up, but everything will proceed as normal. There you go. No more hitting the axe, and the castle decor is left as is.